Today I get to talk with Jonathon Turner. He is a chorus master, he is a musician, he is a pastor, all things.
All the things.
All the things that you are. How are you today, Jonathon?
I'm well, how are you?
I am good.
Awesome.
And we are going to talk about a couple different choirs that you have going on. Yeah. But tell me a little bit, I want to get a little bit of your backstory. How did you get into music and what led you to this place?
Yes, one name comes to mind.
Okay.
The Reverend Elsie Wade. She's now deceased, but she was my great aunt.
Great aunt. I love
yes,
that.
Spent a lot of my formative childhood years with her. There was a piano, an organ, and a drum set in the living room.
That's amazing.
Yeah, a great
there was
loud
no way that you were getting out of doing
No
music.
escaping. No escaping. And she would sit me down at the piano, and she would play, and she would make me play. I had to learn whatever song she was playing, and it just kind of blossomed into something else. Oddly enough, I still have that piano that I learned to play on many years ago. So, yeah.
I actually have mine too. And
really?
Much to the detriment of my husband because we moved about 13 times and I made
Isn't
him
it
move
a struggle?
And I was like, we're taking this piano. It's my childhood piano.
Come.
Right.
It's gotta come with
so
us.
it had to come too.
Indeed.
That's so funny. So you learned at an early age. Do you still play the piano as well?
I do.
Okay. So piano player, chorus master, what other things do you do in terms of music?
So I've been an educator for the past 12 years.
That's wonderful.
Taught from pre-K to 12.
Oh my goodness.
And lots of collegiate courses as an adjunct.
That's amazing. Okay, so let's talk about Gospel Meets Symphony.
Yes.
This is starting this Saturday. You guys have practice.
We do.
Starting a new season of Gospel Meets Symphony.
Indeed.
And so share with us a little bit about that.
Gospel Meets Symphony is an amazing treat that is nestled here in Northeast Ohio. There aren't many things like it in the nation. This is our 31st iteration of Gospel Meets Symphony, and it's members from 70 plus churches in the greater Akron and beyond area, partnered with the 90 musicians of the Akron Symphony Orchestra. And we do all of this wonderfully infectious gospel music that is just, it lights EJ on fire that evening. It's such an amazing process, and you get to see from beginning to end people who have sung gospel all their lives and people who are like, I don't know about this, let's try it out.
Right.
Just come to this place where I love how this feels. I love how I get to be a part of it. And I think that's one of my favorite things about gospel music, that whether you have that background or not, there's a place for you in it. And so I cannot wait for Saturday to open our doors to new people and to returning people.
Yeah, that's amazing. So if someone's watching and they're like, that sounds really interesting, I'd like to be a part of that, what can they do?
Oh, yeah. They could
just
show up at First United Methodist Church.
Okay.
Or they can call the Symphony office, 330-535-8131, and talk to Miss Brenda, and she'll get them signed up, and they'll be ready to go. Get them some music, welcome them in, and we'll handle the rest when they get there.
What time is that practice happening?
2 p.m. 2 p.m. on Saturdays.
2 p.m. on Saturday starting this week. And so then you're going to practice weekly, and then what happens at the end? You said at EJ, so I'm assuming there's some kind of major concert that you get to be a part of?
Yes. Saturday, February the 10th, I believe.
Okay.
2025, we will convene on EJ stage. We'll put all of the pieces together, and we'll do the thing. And so people and their families can buy tickets. They can come watch and share and be a part of what they've been working on these past, 3 months, and get to really share in this really big kind of church service, if you will, with all of this gospel music, this classical music, these Negro spirituals, just an array of different music to leave you utterly inspired. If you feel nothing, there's no way.
I love that. I was talking to some musicians earlier today and just sharing how music can bring us together, how it can provide hope and joy and love. And I would assume that this is the same kind of experience
1,000%.
You can come, even if you're not a part of it, you can come and watch it that day in February and buy a ticket and just come and experience this as well.
Absolutely. And you're going to some way be involved.
Yes.
If you've ever been to Black church, you're going to find yourself
You might be
involved.
getting up and clapping a little.
Oh, absolutely. We insist on it.
Yes, absolutely. That's wonderful. So that's Gospel Meets Symphony.
Indeed.
People can still join the choir if they're interested by coming this Saturday or calling the Akron Symphony office.
Absolutely.
And then you have decided to do your own choir as well. So we're going to share a little bit about that. What's the name of it?
The name of it is Sacred,
Okay.
a vocal music collective. I am so excited. For a number of years, I've done Gospel Meets Symphony and collegiate choirs and high school choirs and traveling choirs and madrigal ensembles and so on and so forth, that I really wanted a group to call my own, if you will, to really just focus on the music that I really, really loved, and that is the music of African-American composers, Negro spirituals, the music of Wings Over Jordan, all of that music that we don't get a chance to do very often. And so Sacred is that place, that group, that collective of people that will kind of help me fulfill that desire with people who share that desire. And then we get to share it with the greater community.
That's really beautiful. And so can someone still join that choir as well?
Yes, yes, they can.
And that actually starts really soon.
Yeah.
So
In a couple of hours.
yes, really, really soon. So how would they find out more information about that?
So they could email me directly at jbt@jonathanblake.com. And I could forward them all of the audition information, kind of what we're looking for in that potential singer, to make sure that it's a good fit for them. And we would love to welcome them to an audition process and ultimately into the group.
Great. So for that one, there is an audition process, just so people are clear. For the Gospel Meets Symphony, that is one where people can just show up and be a part of it.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely.
Yes? All right. That's wonderful. I'm excited for you. Does the Sacred Choir have a concert date yet?
We do.
Okay.
Friday, December the 20th.
Oh, wonderful.
At Fairlawn West United Church of Christ.
That's beautiful.
Will be our debut.
Your
So
debut.
We're really excited about it.
Okay. So how can people make sure that they, keep these dates in mind? How can they find you and make sure they stay updated on all of the different concerts, even if they're not interested in coming to be a part of the choir? How can they find all that information?
All of that will be found on my socials. So either Jonathan B. Turner on Facebook or Pedagogical Preacher on Instagram. They can follow either of those pages, either or both of those pages, and information will just be coming through about Sacred and about Gospel Meets Symphony.
Wonderful. And I love doing a little bit of words of inspiration at the end of these interviews. So let's give some words of inspiration to someone who might want to join a gospel choir. They're not sure. That person you were even talking about earlier. What would you say to them?
I would say to them that whatever it is they think disqualifies them probably really doesn't matter. Whatever they think, whatever experience they think they don't have does not matter. Gospel music is a music that invites all people. It is the music natively of African American people,
right?
But it's a music that incorporates struggle and diversity and love and acceptance and unity. And so whatever your background is, whether religious or otherwise, there's a place in this music, in this space for you. So I would encourage them to come give it a try.
Yeah.
Come sit in the back and listen. Come observe. And
What's
then
gonna hurt?
What's it going to hurt?
Exactly.
And I'm sure you'll be back.
Yes, I'm sure they would too.
Indeed.
I know I was sharing with you earlier that I got to be a part of one all through college, and it was so meaningful. The music is so meaningful, and it did provide a space of joy and hope and love, and of course my love for music as well. So I think it can do that for a lot of people.
Certainly.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to the most in this upcoming season? All this music coming up. Is there a certain thing you're really looking forward to?
I think Saturday. It's the first rehearsal, and there's these interwoven new people that are like, I've never done this before. Who is this? Who are these people? Who am I singing with? And it's so wonderful to welcome them and start singing, and they're like, okay, I think I've got a handle on this. And literally their visage changes as the rehearsal goes on. I'm like, yes, that's the look, that's the feeling. And you get to experience this every single week and every time that you involve yourself in this music.
Yeah, and you're not only creating a choir, you're creating a community.
Yeah, absolutely, which is so necessary.
Together. That's beautiful. All right, well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
People can find you on your socials, like you said, Jonathon Turner on Facebook.
Yes.
And also on your Instagram. We'll put all that information up for them as well.
Wonderful.
All right. Make sure you guys, if for nothing else, you go see these concerts for sure. But if you're interested in joining either of these choirs, now is the time because they are starting right now. And reach out to Jonathan, and it's going to be great. All right, make sure you stay tuned. We've got more great stuff coming up next.